Hello ladies and gentlemen, today I'll be doing my first actual live video on a build. I'm going to be showing how to do the TvT 2-rack Super Proxy. Now this is going to be hopefully a quick video, but to start this game off, you usually want to go with sending an SCV right away at the start of the game. Next we're going to take our first SCV we actually make, and we're going to have it just make a depot on regular. We're going to be doing the 1414 cheese, which is the more all-in version. Now you're going to take your gas, and right here you're going to stop making workers. And we're going to be getting two barracks, one at 14 and the second at 14. Which is why they call it the 1414 cheese. So you want to drop barracks number 1. I like to proxy right over here personally. And then as this SCV arrives over here, we're going to be dropping barracks number 2. So we're just going to have this guy chill over here for a little bit. Drop that second barracks. And now we go back to making SCVs. Now 2-rack Reaper is a very strong cheese if it's in the hands of a good user. Your micro will have to be quite on point, and if you do lose those Reapers early on, they can be quite detrimental later on in the game. Now we're going to go ahead and make one Reaper, and at 17 supply, which is after the Reaper, we drop our orbital, so orbital. And then with our next little bit of money, we're going to get a refinery. That's second refinery. And then we're going to go back and make a Reaper from our second barracks. Now, I like to send the second SCV over to the wall to make the next depot. Because when it gets there, you should have just enough money. You should have dropped that mule. And right away, send that Reaper into your opponent's base. Be careful with how you send it, and if you can, try to catch the Reaper. Perfect. This is a great game for us because we know our opponent went for CC. CC first. Well, not CC first, but they definitely went racks first for them to have a CC this early. Let's go ahead and drop that depot. We can see our opponent's kind of panicking here. That means we're actually in a really good spot. So we can kind of just run around with our units. And we're just going to kind of go around this bunker as long as we can. And throw some grenades over there. We want to chip at those Marines as much as we can. Want to get all these Reapers. And we're going to throw down that factory. Once they have that bunker up, it's okay. We can kind of just move around it. A little bit of a pain, but nothing too detrimental. Let's try to get these Reapers out if we can. Again, just keep chipping at those Marines. Go back to base. Already, we're actually kind of ahead of our opponent, so we're just going to let them come down the ramp here. This is actually a mistake from our opponent. Usually if your opponent's sending their units like this, that's actually very bad, because they can easily lose them. However, because they have this ramp here, we got to be a little bit careful. Got to have our units in the back, and over here, they actually just lose the game. This is an overextension, a very big overextension, if I may say so myself. And it's really moves like this that just kind of make the 3-rack Reaper build as powerful as it is. However, the game isn't necessarily over, but we're just way ahead. So naturally, the direction of this game will start to tilt in our favor. Now we can start to send our 1-racks over to their main base for scouting, and then this last racks we're going to send home once it's done making that final Reaper. Well, he kind of caught us there, but that's okay. As you can see, Reaper grenades are super powerful, so we just clean up a large part of his army. You can even see we actually have our CC done before he has his.
Base is under attack.
See here, he's starting to lift his barracks up, and this barracks is just kind of gonna act as the spotter. So this lets us now jump into his base. We can throw some grenades, focus fire those Marines, and over here, that is in fact GG. We can focus fire those Marines, we can focus fire these SCVs. No matter what really happens here, the result of the game is still the same. Our opponent's now dead. However, if he wants to stay in the game, that is, by all means, completely fine. Well, a little bit of a miscontrol there. Let's try and get a few more of these SCVs. Let's grab that factory. And let's just kind of get out of here with the last of our units. And we're actually floating a little bit of Marines. I was focusing a little too hard on my macro. Or my micro, sorry. So we can go ahead and throw down 3 more barracks, our double E-bay, and that third CC. And from here, we can throw down another gas. We can keep having our spotter barracks spot for us. We can start our siege tank production.
Base is under attack.
React over here. Siege tank over here.
Command center
We
upgrade.
can see that he's starting to kind of go for a Raven of his own. So we can go ahead here, quickly snipe this SCV, and snipe this SCV over here. Get a few more things for these last Reaper's trouble. We scout what's going on. We're just going to go into a standard game of making Ravens.
Not enough energy.
Now this isn't going to be quite as refined as my usual videos, as it is a live game. But hopefully this is still something you can kind of learn from, and like I guess kind of the power of T-Rex Reaper.
Complete.
Now we kind of could have made the double eBay a little bit later, but still this time is naturally fine. But we should have grabbed also this 4th gas earlier. So just in case he does decide to go Banshees, we're going to throw down this double missile turret just to keep us safe. And we're going to go ahead and do 2 reactors,
Not
our
enough
orbital command
minerals.
center. And we're going to go ahead and swap that Raven, or that starport, and that barracks so we can start stim with our double Ravens. We're going to make this Widow Mine here. We're just going to put it at the front here. We're going to start stim, make a Marine,
Insufficient Vespine gas.
get out 1 more siege tank. And here we're going to cut SCVs for just a little bit, and we're going to get 2 more barracks.
Command center upgrade complete.
So our 3rd CC down, and our opponent not really having any way to kind of harass us.
Are under attack.
Oh, there we go. See what I mean about those Banshees? This is a common thing for people to do. They like to follow it up usually with Starport tech, so it's not too bad. He actually got a little bit more than he should have, considering the investment into defense, but that's okay. So we're gonna make some Vikings,
Additional supply depots.
send some
required.
workers back to our base here. Rest of these guys over at the 3rd base. Ooh, he is very greedy here. We're gonna go ahead and grab that lock on, and we're just gonna keep our Raven just locked onto that.
Additional supply depots. Not
Alright.
enough energy.
So the reason why us wasting the scan there isn't too bad is because we kind of have the energy to. This guy's actually more behind because the Raven is, sorry, not the Raven, but rather the Banshee there is actually his only form of comeback. So now, just gonna throw a missile turret over here,
Additional supply.
and with our superior economy and our soon-to-be superior upgrades, and supply capped a little too much here. Oh! Opponent is actually playing very all in here. This is why we make the Ravens, by the way. Just so you can, you know, kind of disable these units here.
Research.
And that really should just be all she wrote.
Additional supply
If our opponent
depots
decides to stay
required.
in the game, he has to accept the fact that he's massively behind. He should be down a whole upgrade set,
Not enough minerals.
and he no longer has any siege tanks to
Not
really
enough minerals.
respond to this follow-up push. So we can go ahead and throw a scan here, and we see he really only has 1
Not
siege
enough
tank and
minerals.
2 Marines. So we can look at our Raven's
Not enough
energy.
minerals.
We got enough for about 2 interference matrices, so we're going to go ahead and grab these 2 Ravens.
Additional supply.
We're going to disable this first tank.
Additional supply depots.
Go throw down those depots. Disable this next tank right over here. No, our opponent wants to stay in the game. It doesn't really matter. That's GG, and our opponent's dead. And that is the 2-Rack Reaper, the 1414. This is my first live video, so I hope you guys enjoyed it, and yeah, thank you for watching.